for innovations we come up to this stall. We are nowhere else other than TMEIC. And with me, Mr. Syed Abbas is here to share more on TMEIC's new initiative that they are taking for, let Mr. Syed Abbas elaborate on this initiative that they are taking. Sir, we have heard a lot about this initiative. Can you please brief us more?
Yeah, basically we have got I want to talk about two aspects. One is the development of new products and at the same time what we are doing in terms of after-sales service. So first of all, in terms of new product, we are going to launch our 4.2 megawatt outdoor solution, which has got about five inverters altogether at 840 kilowatts each. And that comes in with 5 MPPTs, and that will take care of a lot of undulations in the terrain. It's also a state-of-the-art technology. It is coming in with very, very advanced features, which only once it is launched. I'll keep a little bit for the surprise for the future. But it's a very reliable piece of technology from Toshiba Mitsubishi Electric in keeping with our brand image and what we've been doing for the solar market in India for the last 3.2 gigawatts already.
3.2 gigawatts?
Yes. And just 3 years before we were hardly in the range of 400 megawatts, and before you can say Jack Robinson, we are already at 3.2 gigawatts installed. And that means from the perspective of an installed base, it is a pretty good story in the short term. But it also means that we have in excess of 4,000 units at play in the field. So, and we are going on adding about 1.6 or 1.5, 1.7 gigawatts every year to that installed base. And very soon we will have a huge capacity, and we won't know how to maintain that. So first of all, this fleet is getting, it's aging, and the number of problems that start occurring will be phenomenal. And as we are adding more and more to that installed base, we will have a lot more, a bigger challenge to maintain all those. We cannot hire an army of people to maintain all this. So what we have now developed is we have started a new department and a new enterprise, and it's called Mamta. And Mamta, as in our language, it is service beyond any condition, without expecting anything in return. So we are reaching out to all our users at the field, and we are, every 3 months we have a training free of charge, and end users and their maintenance staff are invited to our facility in Tumkur, where we give them 2 days training. The most important is the safety aspect. So for the first half day, we reinforce the safety aspect of the maintenance of all our inverters. And then we are rewarding each and every individual wherever the plant is performing more than, the expected generation. And we're motivating the people also on the ground to ensure that their effort is recognized. So of course, we give them a certificate. We also encourage them to adopt new standards and more safe measures of conducting the maintenance on our systems. It sounds fairly simple, but more often than not, it is taken for granted. And that's where the problem is. In the industry, we see that we have so many close calls, and safety is taken for granted. It's not like on the AC side where the grid can forgive you. This is the DC side, and there is no excuse. There is no sorry. And it just kills and it burns. So the first and foremost thing is safety. That's what we are reinforcing. And no matter what happens, whether the EPC stays in the game or not, or the developer stays in the game, or they flip the project and move on, TMEIC stays in the game till 25 years. And we are there to provide the spare parts and the surveys and the technology to continue the generation. So in keeping with that condition to deliver consistent and sustainable power and revenue, we are working together with our EPCs and our developers and the people on the ground who are maintaining our systems to deliver the maximum performance from our own units.
Sir, one thing which comes to my mind, now we are seeing price points of 2.44. So what kind of pressure a manufacturer like you are from the developers? How do you handle that kind of pressure without affecting the quality?
Quality comes at a price. There's no question about it. The saying, when you pay peanuts, you do get monkeys, is very true. There's no way you can avoid that. So the developers have their own financial justification for reaching this price level. But at our level, especially when you look at the inverter part, it is less than 3% of the entire project, but it has the maximum impact in terms of damage or it can cause, or in terms of revenue loss throughout the life expectancy. There we cannot cut corners. There's no question. And TMEIC, again, Toshiba and Mitsubishi Electric, in keeping with our brand image, we will never ever compromise on quality. So the first thing, yes, is in order to be able to meet this price point, we will have to see how best we can, without compromising on our quality, how best we can meet this price. So the only way we can overcome this is by increasing bringing in the economies of scale into play. So we have a 4 gigawatt factory in Tumkur, which delivers per year it is 4 gigawatts per shift, and we work only 5 days a week. So, and it's when you go big in terms of capacity, then your cost of operation also comes low, and then this factory feeds the entire IEC world. So therefore, our outreach to the IEC world is much more, and our buying power has increased a lot. So therefore, our cost has increased. So we essentially, without compromising on quality, without compromising on a bottom line also, we are able to deliver that kind of, our systems. For even if it is 2.44, we don't have much of a problem meeting that number.
Finally, sir, any final words for your customers?
We are going through a very tough phase right now because so many things are changing at a very fast pace. It's not just the quantum of change, it is the pace at which it is changing. And there's a huge onslaught and the price pressure is too much. But the only thing that I can say is that we need to deliver the business metrics for sure, but then we should deliver the same without compromising on safety. Some very disturbing news these days in the market about fires on the plants and loss of life and limb. That is not acceptable at all. There should not be any compromise on safety standards. And let us make this business happy and something that we can relish and be confident about, especially in terms of safety and in terms of performance.
Thank you so much, sir. It's always a pleasure talking to you.
Thanks a lot.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. Thank you.